everyone, it's Belle. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a book haul. I'm going to start with the books that were sent to me as usual. The authors reached out and asked if they could send me a copy, and it sounds so up my alley, so of course I said yes. The Adventures of the Flash Gang, Episode 1, Exploding Experiment by M.M. Downing and S.J. Waugh. And there's even a blurb on the front from Ben Goderson, who wrote the Winter House series, which I loved. A throwback gangster caper with irresistible kid sleuths and loads of page-turning action. That brief, blinding dazzle, that blue smudge and lingering stink. The Flash Gang has struck again. They are the most notorious thieves in Pittsburgh, food-stealing crooks the police and newspapers say are highly trained and very dangerous. But 11-year-old Lewis Carter isn't a thief. He's just homeless and hungry. The Flash is a recipe he invented from bits of his missing father's scientific research. He uses it to pinch his dinners. It's been going pretty well until now. Now this recipe is stolen, and he is in the clutches of some rather nasty people. Enter tutu-wearing, starry-eyed, and all-around extraordinary, she will tell you, Pearl Alice Clavel. She is on a mission to uncover a nefarious deed she's convinced involves the Flash Gang. Rescuing Lewis is right up her alley. Truth is, a nefarious deed is afoot, one that threatens the entire country. It will take Lewis and Pearl joining forces to save the recipe and themselves against an enemy who will stop at nothing, including kidnapping and very possibly murder. So excited. Thank you so much. And this is out now. And then the author reached out about sending me her second book in her Glitch Science series, Camille Smithson. And this is Ditch the Glitch is the second book. It's another naked hardcover. Had such a fun time with the first one, so I'm very excited to see what happens next. There's illustrations throughout. So thank you so much, and I will edit in here when this goes out. This comes out June 6th. And then Shadow Mountain sent me an arc for Janitors, School of Garbage by Tyler Whitesides. And this is follow-up series to the original Janitor series, which I do have, and I'm going to binge read all those first. And I don't want to read the synopsis since it is a follow-up series because I don't know if it'll spoil anything. But this comes out in September, or it says September. It comes out September 5th. Very excited. Thank you so much. This whole series and this next series, it just sounds amazing. And then HarperCollins sent me the second in the Fireborn series, Phoenix and the Frost Palace by Aislinn Fowler. The first book, just Fireborn, became one of my all-time favorite reads, so I cannot wait for the sequel. It's a very highly anticipated release, so thank you so much, HarperCollins. And I'll edit in here when this goes out. I'm going to start writing notes so I don't have to do that. This comes out April 18th. Jellyfish Press sent me a book, unsolicited. I did check my email to make sure because sometimes my memory is bad. They did send me something in October asking if I want to be part of the cover reveal for this, but I think that might have been during the biggest part of my funk, so I didn't even respond to that. So, and I do that when I knew about this book and I put it on my wish list because I did want to read it, but since it wasn't highly anticipated, just like the other two they had recently sent that were unsolicited, I didn't want to ask for it if I knew I wouldn't prioritize it like I do books that are sent to me, because what's the point of saying yes and having them send you books? They could go to someone else who would prioritize them, because if I know I'm not going to read them as soon as I can, I'm not going to say yes. So even though it is an anticipated release, it wasn't highly so, since I've said this before, but that's why. So it's not going to be a prioritized, but it still will be more than usual because I'll feel bad about it being sent to me. But We the Future by Cliff Lewis. This isn't already out now. I'll edit it in. And this comes out April 15th. Thank you so much, Jellyfish Press, for sending it. I'm from the future. We need you. Ever since he learned about climate change, 12-year-old Jonah has dreaded a weather-beaten future where not even his asthma medication can save him. Luckily, a girl from the future arrives just in time to throw Jonah a lifeline. Sunny traveled back to the 2020s with a mission. Help Jonah launch a climate strike big enough to rewrite history. To do it, he'll have to recruit his entire school before Halloween. Why so soon? Sunny won't say. But how can Jonah win over 600 classmates when the only thing he dreads more than the end of the world is talking to other kids? Sounds like a great and important story, so I look forward to reading it in the future. Maybe it's because I feel overwhelmed by all the climate change books. I don't know. Like, I know it's an important topic, but that's why I don't read a lot of contemporary. I don't read for important, like, I read to escape. So, and it just feels like overwhelming sometimes, like, I don't know. So, but it does sound amazing. And then Far Shore books. I'm always even extra grateful when, like Australia, especially Australia, or UK, or publisher or author sends me, because I know the shipping is not cheap. So thank you so much, especially since I couldn't recommend, I think, the first 2 books, because in the first Dreadwood book, it's Dreadwood Flock Horror by Jennifer Killick. Thank you, Far Shore Books, so much. I think in the first book it was said almost at the end of the story, the Lord's name in vain was said once. And then in the second book, I think it was said twice. Or was it 3 times? I can't remember. But after reading Jane Doe and the first book that had it in the second book that had it in there 36 times, and then the third 15, like, that seems like nothing now, but it's still very much something. So I'm hoping it's not said at all, but it being in the first 2 books, I don't know, her Crater Lake books, it wasn't in there at all, so I'm just hoping it's not, because I love these books other than that, so please don't let it be in here. But thank you so much. And this is out now. I knew that one. And then HarperCollins sent me 3 books, and they were in anticipated release videos and stuff, so I won't read the synopsises again, but Harboring Hope, the true story of how Henny Siding helped Denmark's Jews escape the Nazis by Susan Hood. So excited to read this. It's going to be such an important story. It is nonfiction and verse, but like I've said, important topics from in history. I will read it, even though I don't gravitate towards verse novels or even nonfiction, it seems. And then What Stays Buried by Suzanne Young. So I guess those are your times. And then A Bit of Earth by Karuna Riazi. And I think this is the one that's like a retelling or reimagining The Secret Garden. And I am so excited. Thank you so much, HarperCollins, for those. And then lastly is a book I won in a Goodreads giveaway, Control Freaks by J.E. Thomas. Put it in here when it comes out. This comes out June 13th. The minute Principal Yee announces an epic competition for the Golden BB Trophy, 7th grader Frederick Douglas Zesmer knows he has to win, but it won't be easy. Principal Yee's competition doesn't just include science, technology, engineering, and math. It also has arts and sports. Not Doug's best subjects. Even worse, it's a team competition. Instead of being in a superstar group, Doug gets paired with 4 middle school misfits no one else wants. Worst of all, Doug's dad has a truly horrible backup plan. If Doug doesn't win the trophy, he has to forget about becoming the world's greatest inventor and spend the entire summer in sports camp with his scary stepbrother, TW. Sounds like a great parenting idea. With only a week to go, Doug launches a quest to turn his team of outcasts into winners, and maybe even friends. Sounds so great. Alright, and then on to sequels. This is a series I've had my eye on for a while. This is the second in the series. I don't have the first yet, but the second in the series was marked down to like 3 something on Amazon, so I went ahead and got it. Dragon's Inferno by S.R. Langley. So beautiful. So I got that. Wow, that was so cheap. I went ahead and got that one. And then I got the second in the Yesterday Crumb series by Andy Sagar. Yesterday Crumb and the Teapot of Chaos. So beautiful. Some books just look like they have illustrations, and then I'm so surprised when they don't. Like, it doesn't need to have it. I don't know, some of them have that look. It's mostly UK. And then 2 sequels that I've read the first book, so I'll be continuing. It's a Ghost Cloud novel by Michael Mann, and this is Night Spark. I was waiting because the first book was hardback, and the naked hardback was even so beautiful, but it only came out in paperback in the UK, so I don't know, but I love that first book so much. The cover is beautiful regardless, and I cannot wait to read this and see what happens next. I think it's just going to be a duology too. I'm not sure, but I think so. And then I think it's the Maggie Blue series. This is the second book, Maggie Blue and the White Crow by Anna Goodall. I love that first book so much. It was so, I had such a great time with it, so I cannot wait to dive back in, especially with the cat. And owls are my second favorite animal, so very intrigued by this. And that's all for sequels. And then I got The Song from Somewhere Else by A.F. Harold. So beautiful. So many beautiful illustrations inside too. It's not all like that many, but it's just beautiful. I have another book by this author, and I think it's the same way. Sometimes you find friendship where you least expect it. The last person Frank wants to be rescued by is Nick Underbridge. No one likes Nick. He's big, he's weird, and he smells, or so everyone in Frank's class thinks. And yet there's something nice about him, and the strange music that plays in his house. Something that makes Frank feel happy for the first time in forever. But there's more to Nick, and to his house, that meets the eye. Then meets the eye, and soon Frank realizes she isn't the only one keeping secrets, or the only one who needs help. A story about strangeness, strength, and keeping the shadows at bay. And then The Sister Split by Ariane Desambre. This is one of the ones I missed for the anticipated release video, I believe. That's why I'm not putting it with the others. Autumn is looking forward to summer vacation. She and her best friend plan to go to all the ice cream places their stomachs can handle. And in NYC, the possibilities can't get any sweeter. Linnea is still not over the fact that her dad has found love after her parents' divorce. Luckily, she can let out all her feelings on the tennis courts for a winning summer. But then Autumn and Linnea hear the news. Their parents are getting married, and Autumn will be moving to the suburbs to live with her soon-to-be stepdad and stepsister, which means kissing the fun plans with her best friends goodbye. For Linnea, her dreams of getting her parents back together are officially over. Devastated, the soon-to-be sisters come up with an idea. If they can split up their parents, their lives can go back to normal. As Autumn and Linnea conspire to sabotage everything from date nights to wedding planning, they discover that having a sister isn't the worst thing after all, and learn about love in a whole new way. I should have showed this after the sequels. This is just a fun guidebook for vampires. I don't know. Hanging with Vampires by Insha Fitzpatrick. A totally factual field guide to the supernatural. It just looks super fun and beautiful. The power is flickering because I guess a storm's coming back. Yep, that's my TV resetting. Crack open the lid on this guide to dig up blood-curdling vampire mythology. What exactly is a vampire anyway? Spine-chilling history and science. Uncover how the vampire legend took off in the Middle Ages. And who's who of vampires. Get to know classic, iconic, and terrifying vampires in pop culture, from Bram Stoker's Dracula to Adventure Time. Step into the world of the supernatural if you dare. And if you hear that, that's the siren that always makes me feel like I'm living during a war. We didn't have this in the South. It goes off all the time. I don't even know what it means. It happened when we lived further south in Pennsylvania, and it happens here. When I visited my mom, she was watching a trial in West Virginia, because she does that. And you could hear, she's like, there's a tornado. This happened the other day. I'm like, no, they must have it, that stupid thing too. It just goes off all the time. Didn't have it in the South. Didn't have it in the Midwest. Only time there was a siren is if there was a tornado warning or something. My pup hated it, which made me hate it even more. Because she had enough to stress her out. It's like the 4th time today. Anyway, had my eye on this series for a while. Okay, we get it. But this first book, seeing this cover, I'd never seen this cover before for it. It had a different cover than the ones I saw. And I don't know if the rest of the series have matching covers for this or just the ones I saw, but I wanted this one. So I got it from Thrift Books. The Impossible Clue. Alice Jones, Codemaker, Crime Breaker by Sarah Rubin. Hidden in Plain Sight. Math whiz Alice Jones has already cracked a mystery or two. She's smart and she's fearless, so who else would her classmates turn to? But when a famous local scientist disappears from a locked room, Alice and her detective skills graduate to the big leads. Dr. Lerner had been working on a top-secret invisibility suit that everyone wants. Rumor has it he's vanished under suspicious circumstances, literally. But is wacky science really behind his disappearance, or is it something more sinister? Alice won't stop until she knows the truth. Dun dun dun. I'm very excited. And then I saw this cover, and that's all she wrote. The Book of Secrets by Alex Dunn. So beautiful. The door flew open, and Granny stared out at Kat with wild eyes. So, she said, almost in a whisper, they're back. For the first time in over 50 years, the trooping fairies are in the small town of Clonbridge for their annual revels. Their arrival awakens other creatures who have mischief and chaos in mind. 11-year-old Kat is in more danger than most. She has the sight, like her granny before her, and that makes her a magnet for all things supernatural. But when the wild magic hurts her family, she needs to find a friend she can really trust. Together, they face real danger and must use all their wits and bravery to save those they love before the sun rises. Sounds like such a great story. I'm so excited. Okay, the rest were in anticipated release videos, so I won't read the synopsis, but I'll just show you what I got. This is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. It's a graphic novel. Bee Wolf, and it just says by Weinersmith and Bollett. Lemony Snicket blurbed it, and Neil Gaiman. Lemony Snicket, as haunting, hilarious, and perplexing as the ancient stories one hears around the campfire, castle, or cafeteria. All normal places. Glorious, accurate, profoundly silly, and hilariously profound is what Neil Gaiman said. And paper on this side. Papers on this side. It's all in black and white, which I don't really love, but the way this is done, and it doesn't look like manga newspapery feel to it and look to it, like the way it's shaded, I just think it's beautiful. And the naked hardback, even beautiful. And then World Weavers by Sam Gayton, and he wrote the Letty Peppercorn book I recently finished, and he wrote the Lilliput, I think it's called, book I've had forever, and then when I realized he's the one that wrote it, I brought it down the other day, so I'll be reading it soon. So he had a new book out. I hate that it's not like the others with all the illustrations. It's just like it's like a normal novel, because he was so different with his books. But I mean, he didn't draw the stuff, but you know what I mean. But World Weavers. Wild Bird by Diane Zoller. So pretty. Disney's Peter Pan and Wendy. Tiger Lily and the Secret Treasure of Neverland by Sherry Donnelly. Amelia Gray is Almost Okay by Jessica Brody. So pretty. The Girl Who Built a Spider by George Brewington. This is so stunning. I could look at this cover all day. And then Hamra and the Jungle of Memories by Hannah Alcoff. I have another book by this author that I really need to read. The Girl and the Ghost on the back. Bee and the New Deal Horse by L.M. Eliot. Crookhaven, The School for Thieves by J.J. Arcangel. Then Nowhere Thief by Alice M. Ross. Moonflight by Gil Lewis. Illustrations. The Wishkeeper's Apprentice by Rachel Chivers. And this is like short and wider, I guess you could say, than a, just to give you an idea. I Spy, a Bletchley Park Mystery by Ryan Tracy. Where the River Takes Us by Leslie Parr. Into the Fairy Hill by H.S. Snorp. Boy Underground by Isabel Marinoff. Lots of mapping, I guess because it's underground. And that's basically any illustration I come across is like a map of some sort. And then Fireblood, The First Flight by Sam Stewart. And lastly, Tourmaline and the Island of Elsewhere by Ruth Lauren. So beautiful. Alright, y'all, that's it for this video. Do you see any that you're excited about that you hadn't heard of and you want to read? Have you read any of these already? Did you like them? Did you not? Let me know in the comments. I don't know if I mentioned it, but happy first day of April when I'm filming this. But I hope you enjoyed the video. All today's shirts, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you'd like to subscribe, I would love that if you would like to. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.